Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Grid Higa, and today we have Harapeko here and Vibe Stillin. And today we're actually going to be talking about the One Piece live action trailer. I really like the One Piece live action trailer. I have my expectations somewhat low, but from what I've seen from the teaser and the trailer, it looks good. It looks decent. I'm enjoying it so far, and there are some things that I kind of do not like. Like Shanks looks kind of goofy in some of the clips, and Arlong could definitely look, better. There could be improvements with Arlong's look, but other than that, it's fine to me. What were your thoughts on the live action trailer?
But personally, I thought that I think that the trailer was great. I really enjoyed it. I I'm not gonna lie, my hopes are pretty high up, even for a live action since it's One Piece. Uh, I'm I'm expecting it to be very good.
Well, in my case, I don't feel that it's gonna be that good. Most likely because we already have bad experiences with Netflix doing anime adaptation. We have Death Note, we have Fullmetal Alchemist, and I guess are the only ones that I've seen and I remember. But from these two and One Piece getting being the third in this um, platform, we could say that Death Note was the worst of all because of the Americanization it got and Fullmetal Alchemist that I think might happen the same thing to One Piece. That what it's like the thing that doesn't like that I don't like is that how they're gonna manage to condense about that much. I think there are 50 episodes arc in 8 episodes.
Something like with Death Note and One Piece. It's like you said, with Death Note they went too American. They changed a lot of things. The ending was terrible. Everything about it was terrible. But like as a person, like I'm gonna tell you something. When I first watched the Death Note live action, I had no idea that it was based on a manga. So
I mean, yeah, the part of that note is that if you watch it like a normal movie, it can be good. It
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah,
be real good. But now that you know that it's based on an original story,
yeah. It
and then
looks
you
it's
just
shit.
realize
It's shit.
exactly this stuck shit.
But like you know, okay, going back to what you said, if we compare this to with what we got with Cowboy Bebop a year ago, I think it looks better than Cowboy Bebop. And I've seen a lot of people also agree with that statement. And I think that's mainly because Oda, the original manga creator, is working hand in hand with the anime, not the anime, with the Netflix studio. And it's also because most of the cast, most of the staff there are One Piece fans, and no fan wants to like fuck up the live action. Everybody wants to give it their all. Everybody wants to make it good. They want to be praised, and I think they got it.
Yeah, I don't doubt that I don't doubt that from all the live actions that Netflix has done about anime and manga adaptations, this could be probably the best because how you said all the staff is One Piece fans, all the staff want to make it as good as the original. Obviously, it's not gonna be that because if the original already works, why you make a live action? I don't never understand that. But if you want to make a live action, you think it can go well, then do it. But how I said, most likely is how you're gonna get that much episodes on 8 hour long series. Now we know that Oda is working with them
Hmm.
and that he cut off a lot of characters and we could say he cut off the filler. So what we're seeing in this trailer and the new One Piece adaptation is that they try to mix these two because how we were talking earlier before starting this was about the Japanese live action,
Yeah.
like with Death Note. We know that it got a sequel, but the thing was this: they look odd. Why? Because all the costumes, all the stuff from the Japanese live actions seem like literally struck from the anime into reality, and they look odd. They look like all the costumes, all the basically all the clothes look pretty weird.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of the praise for this One Piece live action comes from that even though it's a Netflix anime adaptation, it has a little bit of realism to it. Like, I know there are a lot of people who wanted Sanji to have the curly eyebrows. I know there were a lot of people who were hoping Usopp to have the long nose, but it's just not realistic. And maybe it would have worked out, maybe it wouldn't. But from what I've seen, like, I don't think they wanted to take that risk. And if there's a reason that Oda approved of those changes, right? Then it has to be a good reason.
I mean, I think how I said what the reason why I think this might be the best live action from all the ones that Netflix have launched between these years is because I think it's the first live action Netflix live action that it's actually working with the manga art, right? But still, no, not all the things from the anime are gonna work in real world as yeah, like that. Because how we said, Orlon looks weird. I can say from my perspective that Orlon looks like a Power Ranger. I don't know, enemy or something like that. Looks pretty odd. I don't know.
My biggest concern with the live action was the actual, like Harapeko said, uh they look, the characters, the equipment look a little weird. Maybe it is because of the route they're taking, the more realistic route.
Hmm.
I think the swords, the guns, their clothes appear low budget, which is which shouldn't be the case since it's One Piece. One Piece is one of the uh biggest animes out there. Uh, I think they look a little weird too, but that's just my opinion.
We can't really say anything about their budget because, a lot of anime adaptations have failed. So maybe Netflix just they have a feeling that this might also fail too. That's why they got the budget that they got. But I think that if enough people watch it and enough people like it, and there's hope for a second season, I think their budget might increase in the future.
That's true.
And
I
that's
can
other
see that.
topic that I wanted to talk about it
Okay.
about the we say the expectations about this
Okay.
because as a lot of I haven't seen too much about the One Piece live action. I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot about it until you guys told me, oh, let's talk about this. But I think that this live action, as well as other live actions, received a lot of hate when it first came out, or where we heard about the project.
That's true. And I mean, like, even before we got the trailer for One Piece, there were still people hating on it.
Because how I said, it's Netflix. We already know that Netflix doesn't have a good reputation doing anime adaptations.
Yeah. Yeah, true, true.
So yeah, if one of you guys that are
And
witnessing us, or
I also
even
want
if
to say
someone is
something.
watching this,
And it's not just Netflix. It's basically Hollywood. Like, if people remember Dragon Ball Evolution, the Hollywood live action of Dragon Ball, that shit was trash. That shit was garbage. It wasn't Dragon Ball. But
exactly, but it's this other thing that will probably that maybe One Piece might be like the best manga adaptation because all the work is behind this, all the One Piece fans,
yeah, yeah.
but also that the expectations that is carrying on. We already know that a lot of the fans of the anime might be saying, "Oh, no, it's because it's not loyal to the manga, it's not loyal to the anime," and most likely from the Japanese public that is gonna watch this because we already know that in Japan there's a lot of people that is One Piece fans, and they might be saying like, "Oh, let's see how the Americans are making this One Piece adaptation."
Mhm.
For my part, I didn't know that Oda was working with Netflix.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that realize that Oda is behind this project too, maybe they were,
They're hopeful.
I don't know. Yeah, they were hopeful. They were like, okay, maybe this can't go that wrong. But how was said because Netflix history with manga adaptations.
I think no matter how good the live action is, no matter anything that goes wrong, people will always hate. There will always be that group that will always hate, no matter what, and that is just the minority. And even if it's not to our expectations, I'm sure the live action is still going to be great. I mean, Oda's Oda approved, and I think it's going to be good.
I think the biggest advice I could give you if you're gonna watch this live action is don't go thinking that you're gonna watch the anime live action. Go thinking that it's gonna be a new version of it.
Interesting advice.
Yeah, because how I said the biggest problem of this adaptation is that a lot of people's going like saying, "I'm gonna watch what I already saw, but in live action." No, just go thinking that you're gonna watch that One Piece, but with a uh, with a little bit of different stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Um.
how I said earlier, if you see the the Death Note movie as a movie, it's okay. But if we say as an adaptation, it's trash. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that One Piece is not gonna have a great adaptation because how we already know what is behind this. But if you're expecting to see all what we saw in the anime condensed in 8 hour long of series, no, we're not. So go thinking that this is gonna be One Piece with all that makes One Piece, but just a little bit shorter and more focused. Yeah, because we know that most of this is just made money. But we can say that even though that I'm not fully,
Convinced.
I don't, yeah, I don't fully accept this manga adaptation because this adaptation of One Piece because I still have bad experiences with this. We could say that this story is made with heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.